Although I can't prove it, I think this guy is the closest thing you're ever going to see to $1 billion valued sports announcer. And this is not an announcer like Vince Scully or Bob Cole or Danny Gallivan or Al Michaels, Keith Jackson. He is a presenter. I don't think he's ever announced a full boxing match, but he hosted so many matches, and it was well as wrestling and other events, because Let's Get Ready to Rumble is only known by one person. Really, he made it perfection. Of course, we're talking about Michael Buffer. Now, born in Philadelphia, November 2nd, 1944. His father was enlisted in the United States Navy during World War II. Buffer's parents divorced when he was 11 months of age, and he's then raised by a school bus driver and his housewife in Roslyn, Pennsylvania. Buffer's, again, parents divorced when he was 11 months old. He enlisted in the United States Army during the Vietnam War at age 20 and served until age 23. He held various jobs, including a car salesman, then began, get this, a modeling career at age 32 before becoming a ring announcer at age 38. So this was 1982. And of course, he hooked up with a very important company called Top Rank. In 82, Buffer began his career as a ring announcer. By 83, he was announcing all boxing matches promoted by Bob Arum's Top Rank and ESPN, which gave him a national identity at a time when ring announcer was strictly locally hired talent. I've been a ring announcer for amateur boxing in New Brunswick, and I can tell you there is no other announcer of the modern era can compare to him. By 84, he developed the catchphrase, Let's Get Ready to Rumble, is announcing, which gained enormous popularity. He began the process of obtaining a federal trademark for the phrase in the 1980s, acquired it in 1992. Consequently, Buffer has earned, get this, in excess of $400 million alone with the license for his trademark. Now, by the late 1980s, Buffer was the exclusive ring announcer for all bouts in Donald Trump-owned casinos. Trump said of Buffer, he's great, he's the choice, he has a unique ability. I told my people, we got to have him. Buffer's work was also admired by many boxing greats. Sugar Ray Leonard once told Buffer, when you introduce a fighter, it makes him want to fight. Now, in 2018, Buffer signed with DAZN to serve as exclusive ring announcer for all his boxing broadcasts, which includes deals with the Matchroom. Now, with his style, ladies and gentlemen, it's the anticipation, because he gives kind of an explanation of what you're about to see. And he would say for the thousands here in attendance and the millions of people watching at home, let's get ready to rumble. But the way he says it makes it iconic. Now, he was also an exclusive ring announcer for WCW main events featuring Hulk Hogan or other top WC talent until 2001, when the organization folded. WCW's former parent company, Time Warner, owned through the pay-per-view subscription division HBO, which broadcasts many matches from promoter Top Rank, of which Buffer is the lead ring announcer. The exclusivity of his contract with WCW prevented Buffer from announcing for other wrestling-type organizations, forcing him to stop announcing for the UFC. Now, however, when WCW ceased to exist and Time Warner had no more affiliation with professional wrestling, Buffer was unable to announce in other wrestling promotions. During the Monday Night Wars, while Buffer was on WC Monday Nitro, WWF wrestler Triple H created the phrase, let's get ready to suck it, to mock him, as part of his Degeneration X gimmick. Yeah, that went over like a lead balloon. Triple H and Shawn Michaels as a Canadian, no comment. Now, on Saturday night's main event, 35, for the first time in more than 6 years, Buffer returned to pro wrestling announcing at Madison Square Garden in a boxing match between pro boxer Evander Holyfield, who was substituting for MVP, and pro wrestler Matt Hardy. Buffer also appears in a Royal Rumble 2008 commercial, in which he begins to say, let's get into Rumble, only be super kicked by Canadian favorite Shawn Michaels, causing him to fall over. As well as being the commercial for the event, he was the guest ring announcer during the Royal Rumble match itself. Now, during his career, he has announced the Major League Baseball World Series, the Stanley Cup Finals, WA Finals, the Volunteer 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway, and NFL playoff games. He was also the guest announcer at the 99 Indy 500 and the 2017 United States Grand Prix. Buffer, like his brother Bruce, announced early UFC fights, starting in UFC 6 in 95. He was also the host of the Versus Boxing retro show Legends at the Ring, produced by Top Rank, when he was ring announcer for most of their top matches. Now, on July 19, 2008, he announced the Affliction banned mixed martial arts show. On November 10, 2008, he started the heads-up action between two remaining players, Peter Eastgate and Ivan Damonov, at the 2008 World Series of Poker final table with a modified version of his trademark statement, "Let's get it ready to shuffle up and deal." Now, on September 12, 2021, he announced for his NBC Sunday Night Football matchup where the Rams took on the Bears at the first regular season NFL game with fan attendance in SoFi Stadium. He will later announce that the Rams' first home playoff game is the Arizona Cardinals on January 17, 2022. And 2 weeks later, during the NFC title game against the 49ers. Now, Buffer has appeared on numerous talk shows hosted by a wide variety of people, including Jay Leno, David Letterman, Arsenio Hall, and Conan O'Brien. He's also appeared as himself on SNL and Living Color, Mad TV, and Howard Stern Show. Now, he was also on Deal or No Deal, and he played himself in numerous shows, including Ready to Rumble and Rocky Balboa. Now, he was animated in The Simpsons, South Park, and Celebrity Deathmatch. Now, the use of the phrase "Let's get ready to rumble again" started in '84. Again, by '92, he acquired a federal trademark for the phrase. He uses his famous phrase in various licensing deals, including the platinum-selling album Jock Jams by Tommy Boy Records, various video games, and numerous other products. In addition, he used variations of the phrase in ads, including a popular commercial for Mega Millions, in which he says, "Let's get ready to win big," and a Kraft cheese commercial, in which he says, "Let's get ready to crumble." Now, Buffer's fame has solved some of his personal life issues and has reunited him with long-lost family members. In '89, Buffer was contacted by his birth father, who introduced Buffer to his half-brothers after seeing him on television. In the mid-1990s, Buffer brought along one of his half-brothers, Bruce Buffer, as his agent manager. This grew into a business partnership to increase licensing productivity of the trademark. Now, Buffer had his first wife at age 21, but the marriage ended in divorce after 7 years. He also has 2 sons from his first marriage. More than 25 years passed before he remarried in '99, and his second wife divorced in 2003. Now, in September 13, 2007, while making the appearance on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, he proposed to his current third wife, Christine. Buffer currently resides in Southern Cal. His half-brother Bruce Buffer is an announcer for UFC, again a leading mixed martial arts promotion. Now, he has had some physical problems in recent years as he was treated for throat cancer in 2008. Now, nothing is kind of stopping Buffer because he shows up on many different video games and events and different stuff. But the idea, Friday Night Fights, or whatever major card where he announced, I don't think there's a full list of the major fights he's announced at, but it's got to be literally in the thousands. Now, Jimmy Lennon and Jimmy Lennon Jr., Chuck Hall were also good announcers, but Don Dunphy said something very interesting about Buffer years ago. He said, you need presentation in boxing. So having Michael Buffer there, and what happened with the Mike Tyson fights, you would go so quick, or other divisional fights between heavy hitters. Buffer was the main attraction. You knew you were going to get excited. When you heard that, you were literally ready to go. And it has been used in amateur boxing, boxing across the world. Michael Buffer has set the standard for this type of announcing. And like I said, I've imitated him. I said, I used to say, this is the moment when we used to announce amateur boxing for Boxing New Brunswick, and some of the clubs up in the North Shore of New Brunswick. But there's only one Michael Buffer. The rest of us are just heavy imitations of the legend. So if you like what you're doing here with our profiles on different boxing and boxing athletes through the years or boxing moments, let us know what to like, comment, subscribe, or share. And don't forget, we have monetization here. Money we raise go towards important charities we sponsor. So if any donations through our monetization would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, pass the word around. Don't forget to share. Thanks for listening, and have a good evening, and keep punching. Bye.